See wherever looks like the next best bite.
You bite it.
Yeah.
I typewriter style.
Don't overthink it, okay?
I just look and bite.
You go on
but the best way to eat corn on the cob is cut off the cob. I'm sorry.
No!
Yeah, that's how my little one demands it. I gotta cut it off my face.
Rest in peace. All the people around her storm.
The breaking news involving the death of Dolly Parton, the country music icon, died at just 80 years old. Her family announcing that this morning. We want to get you live pictures right out of the gate of her star along the Hollywood Boulevard in Hollywood. Live pictures from Sky Fox right now, and you can see the press is showing up. Fans of the country music icon are showing up to pay their respects to Dolly Parton along the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Her star, if you want to go visit it, if you're local, that is at on the 6700 block of Hollywood Boulevard. No doubt it's going to get a whole lot busier. Joining me here on the stream this morning, I want to bring into the conversation an important voice, of course, that is our Amanda Salas, entertainment reporter. If you can scooch on over here.
I would say it's a pleasure joining you on the stream, obviously, under these kind of circumstances.
Yes.
It's never the pleasantest of circumstances.
Absolutely. So what are we hearing? Because this is, I mean, I said at just 80 years old, she's lived a long life, but it was just 4 days ago that she put out really a health update.
Right.
And said, I have so much more I want to achieve.
Exactly. And so we all had hope that Dolly would still be here with us. It was about 10:56 a.m. and we all gasped in the newsroom. You were here.
Yep.
We almost didn't believe it, but then we saw TMZ's headline that said Dolly Parton dies at 80. And that just made our hearts sink. Not only us, you could see all the posts on social media, fans, the music community, Nashville, Tennessee, from coast to coast, people were pouring in their tributes to the one and only legendary Dolly Parton.
I'm going to throw up some of the video here now so that we can see her as we talk about the career that she had. Because,
oh my goodness, what a career.
Because it was more than just music.
It was. She had a 60-year career. Movies, I mean, Steel Magnolia, Truvy.
No.
Steel Magnolia is 9 to 5. Over 130 awards throughout her career, 13 Grammys. There was American Music Awards, Academy of Country Music Awards, CMAs as well. I mean, Dolly probably lost room in her house. Houses to keep all of her awards. But it was her persona that was just larger than life. Her nephew is the one who came out with a video expressing their sadness, but announcing her passing, saying that this is what his Aunt Dolly wanted. His Aunt Dolly, Rebecca Parton Dean, this was her wish for him to come out with this video. And we don't know if this video was recorded earlier today, or we don't know if he had recorded this video, Brian, her nephew, prior to today.
Well, I have that. So let's play that in full.
Yeah.
We want to get that to you. So this is, as she just said, Dolly Parton's nephew who put out this really family statement. He also served as her security guard. It's just about 2 minutes long. Here it is in full.
Hey, everyone. My name is Brian Seaver, son of Cassie Parton, and I'm representing the Parton and Owens family today, announcing the passing of my Aunt Dolly, Rebecca Parton Dean, sister, sis, Aunt Granny to one generation and Gigi to the next. This video announcement is something Dolly asked of me years ago, before I fully absorbed it as a future reality. As her head of security for more than 2 decades, a role my father Larry held before me, I have imagined the heaviness of this moment, but haven't truly felt it until now. It is an honor that is mixed with absolute pride and great sadness. But sadness lies with us, not with Dolly. Dolly has lived in the light and is in the arms of Jesus, surely met by Carl, her parents, and countless others who have watched her and longed for her to meet them in the heavens.
Yeah, I guess that's the end of those remarks. But he mentioned, of course, Dolly Parton's late husband, Carl.
Carl Dean, yes, who passed away last March, and they had been married for 58 years. And listen, I know that she was having digestive and immunity issues with her health, but there has to be something there with a broken heart. Losing your soulmate, losing your partner of more than 5 decades, that just has to have a lasting effect. And I'm sure it didn't help
Yeah, I mean, she, in her statement that she put out on Friday, essentially just said that she had spent her life obviously dedicated to her career, but also to her husband, and in that she wouldn't necessarily tend to herself and kind of put her on the side and was his caretaker. And now she said, you know, she's tending to some things and has a lot more work to do and still a lot to achieve. As I said, she said, this happened to me. I forget if she said the 80s or 90s, where she dealt with some female issues. But she got through those, persevered, and she had intended to do that this time around. And obviously that just is not the case. Reaction from counterparts and celebrities, etc.
Yes. So if you go on to the post that her nephew posted on Dolly Parton's official Instagram account and you check the comments, you will see there's comments from everyone from Lin-Manuel with a broken heart to Sherry Shepherd expressing what a loss this is and how much Dolly meant to Sherry. You're seeing Casey Musgraves, who's a hot, popular country music artist, saying how saddened she was by this. Waiting to see what Miley Cyrus puts out, because Miley Cyrus was Dolly Parton's goddaughter. Now Dolly had a lot of nieces, and they call, you know, grand nieces. They called her Aunt Granny, but Miley Cyrus was her famous goddaughter, and Miley has said how much Dolly has guided her through life and her career. So I know that this is going to hit Billy Ray Cyrus and Miley Cyrus pretty hard today.
Just to personalize this just a little bit, I saw Dolly in concert in San Jose. This is several years back now, but I was so excited to see her. And of course, she's just an amazing performer. She would, I think her whole success, or a lot of it, was obviously her singing and songwriting, but when she's on stage, she was a storyteller.
She was a storyteller.
Yes,
that's a great description.
And she would talk about her daddy growing up on the farm. She always had a story about her songs before she actually sang them.
I like that.
And she's just a class act. And who else on the planet can not be political, not have any sort of drama around her? It seems everyone loved Dolly Parton.
It's so true, because what you just said right on the nose. She wasn't political, but she did have things that she would advocate for. She was a true philanthropist, a true advocate, but she also had her faith, as they mentioned in Brian's video, her, you know, faith in the Lord, and also her faith in science and her dollars with science. Remember, she donated $1 million to COVID research, which helped give us the Moderna vaccine.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, that was in 2020, 2021. So there's billboards up to this day around town in Los Angeles that remind us of that. There are also, and I want to just roll some video so we can just remember her as we're talking here. And I'll give you live pictures, in fact, of
always put together. Look at those pink nails.
Oh yeah, always put together.
To the 9, to the 5.
The 9s to the 5s.
Yes.
She also had her nonprofit, let me just pull this up, I don't want to get it wrong.
The Dollywood Foundation.
The Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, where she has donated more than 332 books to 332 million books to children since its inception. She just cared. She was a humanitarian to the utmost.
She used her success to help others. You know, she was born in a one-room cabin.
Yeah, and she talked about how they never starved. She had 11 siblings, never starved, but there were times that they went to bed hungry, if you will.
She could have used a little more food.
Exactly.
You know, we don't have any update as to what the funeral arrangements or her memorial plans are, but we do know that she said she wants to be buried in a bed of plush cotton because she would always be wearing heavy rhinestones throughout her 60-year career. So she just wanted to be comfortable when they finally laid her to rest.
That sounds like her. Doesn't it sound like her?
Plush cotton.
Plush cotton, of course. Only the best for Dolly.
The best.
Let's give a live look we just showed it to you briefly there. This is a live look thanks to Stu Mundell up in Skyfox as the crowd gathers right outside her star. This is a 6700 block of Hollywood Boulevard, right in the heart of Hollywood, of course. And it's growing, no surprise. It's going to be packed in just a matter of time.
Look at the different ages. She transcends generations. This is a multi-generational powerhouse who, you know, Gen Z loves Dolly Parton. Our parents love Dolly Parton. From millennials to boomers to the great generation, everyone had love for this legend.
And we're seeing that, and I'm glad you pointed that out, because I see it looks like a father with his little son, you know, holding his hand. No doubt that even if at this point they don't know who she is, mom and dad or whomever is saying, believe me, this is a woman you want to know, and we're going to show her to you.
Absolutely. And her songs will live on. I mean, listen, 9 to 5. Jolene, when those come on, you know, you're tapping your foot. But I Will Always Love You is actually her most successful song, where she made $10 million in pure profit from that song. And it still is the most listened to song by a female artist.
And a lot of people think that was Whitney Houston's song. But of course, Whitney Houston took it from her.
From Dolly.
And in the, that actually got me choked up when in that family video statement, they end with, I Will Always Love You.
Yeah, they did.
You know, and signed it Dolly.
What a huge family she had. Could you imagine the holidays with the Partons?
The Partons. Yeah, no.
Also, you were showing Hollywood, and you know,
Let's give that up.
She was one of those artists where from Hollywood to Dollywood.
Yes.
It was one of those places on my list that I never got to go to, but I really would love to know what the vibe is right now in Dollywood. People had you can have a annual pass to go to Dollywood, so I'm sure some of the regulars are there right now.
It's like Graceland.
Yes, exactly.
Very similar to that. I visited Graceland. Like you, I'd like to visit Dollywood at some point. But again, live pictures from Skyfox as the crowd is growing outside her star. This is the 6700 block of Hollywood Boulevard. You know what? I think we do we want to go downstairs to our reporter on the ground? We want to take a quick break here on the Fox Local stream. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Our coverage, of course, we're going to have extensive coverage on the death of Dolly Parton today. She died at 80 years old. We also have eyes on the Tupac Shakur murder trial. It's day 7. They're in a break right now. We'll get you caught up there as well here on the Fox Local stream. We're going to take that quick 2-minute break, and we'll be right back with more coverage from our entertainment reporter, Amanda Salas. You're going to stick around?
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Okay, very good. Welcome back, everyone, to the Fox Local Los Angeles stream. I'm Marla Tejas alongside our entertainment reporter, Amanda Salas here. We're talking about, of course, the death of Dolly Parton. She died today at the age of 80. You're here. We want to get to her star on the Hollywood Boulevard. We have our Rachel Aragon. She's there live for us. Rachel, the crowd is gathering behind you. Give us a sense of who's showing up and what it feels like.
Marla, yeah, such a sad day here in Hollywood, really across the country and the world. So many people love Dolly Parton, the legend that she is. I want to step back so you can see the growing crowd of not just fans and flowers, but media here that's surrounding her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. We're told even more flowers will be laid here around 2 o'clock. And I'm going to have my photographer, Justin, show you this stand right here. We talked earlier to the man who put this up, and he was telling me something that I thought really resonated. He said this woman could have retired a long time ago, but she never slowed down. Truly working well beyond 9 to 5. People I talked to, Marla, fans who stopped here already after the news of her passing in tears, but also laughter because she was so funny and vivacious. And you're seeing right there, more people laying flowers. We expect this area to grow with more and more people. I want to just give you a sense of just how many people are here right now learning about the news. We talked to people who stopped by the star wondering what's going on and just in shock, of course. Some people have not even heard the news about this legend passing. I'm going to talk to one fan right now who I met, Marla. He tells me he actually met Dolly Parton recently, or a few years ago. Mike, I want to again talk to you because you rushed out here immediately with the news of Dolly Parton's passing. What was it like meeting her years ago?
It was kind of like chilling at the moment because me not being from California, but I was raised in California by myself, and I only live a few blocks down the street, so that was quick. So meeting Dolly Parton was like an icon. Was growing up with her from the 70s when I was a kid, growing up from the 80s, the 90s, today's, and it felt like my heart was filled with country music. Even though I'm not a big fan of country music, but her, to me, I am a big country music. She sang Jolie, Working 9 to 5, all the hits she's done. I mean, it was incredible music. And I started at the Hollywood Bowl, and it was just magnificent. She's an icon. She's 80 years old, and now this.
I think you put it best. You said even if you weren't a fan of country music, everyone was a fan of Dolly Parton.
Now I am a country fan, an icon country fan, because meeting her in person was just one I wanted to meet. You know, like Madonna, Janet Jackson, Cher, and a few others, and I was just love music, and I love to meet them and talk to them, and I've chatted with a lot of celebrities, and being myself as a celebrity, you know, never know, but anyways, I just want to say that how I got the news was a friend of mine just called me before you came to me. She texted me and said, hey, rest in peace. Okay, who did we lose this time? That's all I can think of. Who do we lose? And then when she says, rest in peace, Dolly Parton, I'm like, no. I had to turn off my DVD, put on my Channel 7 News, and there's Dolly Parton died. I'm like, and then my other friend called me, my mama friend called me, and she tells me, and everybody's calling me, flying in the colors, because, sorry, it's just that I'm just don't know what to say, and she's an icon we just gonna miss.
So many people are gonna miss her. Mike, thank you so much. I'm gonna again give you guys another look at the star. More and more people, as you're seeing right there, laying down flowers. And Marla, I gotta tell you, I was shocked to hear about this news because I know we've heard about her health issues in the last year, but I feel like her spirit, her positivity, almost downplayed it because she didn't want us to worry about her, right? She was always about her fans, telling them how much she would always love them. And there was always such positivity and warmth around her and what she said. So this is a tough loss for so many people, but as you heard from this fan right there, even if you didn't like country music, you loved Dolly Parton.
I was just sitting right next to you.
Yeah. I was like, okay. Do you know Candace?
You're seeing more people, of course, come around here. This, again, the media is growing here with... I don't know if you could hear me.
Yes, we got you. We got you, Rachel.
Okay.
Thank you so much. And the only thing is, you got to call him out. He mentioned mentioned another station. Tell him to turn on Channel 11.
He did, yes.
Local Los Angeles train. With all due respect.
We'll have a conversation after this. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Rachel, thank you. We'll check back with you as the crowd grows there. In the meantime, we want to bring in someone that you know really well.
Yes, someone who's very tapped into the music world. Speaking of, Shabuzi just sending out an X saying, "Rest in peace, Dolly Parton. I wish I had the honor of meeting you. You were everyone's favorite artist. Thank you for giving us some of the greatest music we'll ever know." So Ryan Mano, who's co-host of the LNK morning show here locally on Coast 103.5, has had the pleasure, unlike Shabuzi though, of meeting Dolly, where she's been in the studio a few times. Ryan, thank you for joining us.
No, thank you guys for having me on such a, a solemn day that I don't think any of us saw coming immediately. I know we all knew that, she wasn't in the best health recently, but I think this is just, it hit everyone pretty hard.
As Amanda just said, Ryan, that you've had the pleasure of being in her presence.
Yeah.
How was that? What was that like?
I can tell you this. This is one thing I want everyone to know. The person matched the reputation. I think we all felt like, like there's some celebrities where you feel like, oh, I know them, even though you don't, because it's silly. It's like a one-way thing. But Dolly gave that back to you almost like she knew you. The person matched the reputation.
It's nice when the reputation matches, because sometimes they say don't meet your heroes.
Don't meet your heroes. Yeah, but in this case,
meet Dolly.
Meet Dolly. She was tremendous. There was a thing we asked her once, and I loved her answer. And I'm just I want to get it right. We asked her, "What is being a success to you?" And she thought long and hard, and she told us. She said, "Being a success is when you lay in bed at night and you count your blessings more than you count your money." And I was like, "Oh my God,
wow.
Preach."
Right. That just gave me chills.
Yeah.
Ryan, from a musical standpoint, what do you think it is about Dolly's hits, Jolene, 9 to 5? What do you think it is about those songs that just stand the test of time?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with like Americana. I think she spoke to the average person. She wasn't singing about stuff that you had to like decipher. She got right to it. She was a brilliant songwriter, and I think that connects more than anything. And listen, she never became less Dolly. Like if you think about a lot of stars that have gotten in this upper echelon, right? They change. They disappear within their own bubble. They get less available. Dolly was always Dolly. She never became less Dolly. And I think that needs to be completely spotlighted, right? Like you don't have to disappear or get weird or change or whatever to become an icon.
How do you think she would want to be remembered, Ryan? In other words,
I think honestly, I think a lot for her music, but I think honestly, having met her and I don't want to come off like I know Dolly, right? But just what I've gathered, I think she would want to be remembered more for what she left with the world in terms of getting millions of kids to read with the books, of spreading, just being an ambassador for being good.
Being an ambassador for being good. Her perfume scent was called Scent from Above, SCENT.
Yeah.
Right.
And listen, here's my question for you guys, okay? Because you guys you see a lot of things. Is Dolly Parton the last truly universally beloved icon that we have now lost?
Wow. Ooh.
I can't think of anyone else, because we were talking about that earlier before we brought you on, Ryan, is that she was apolitical, that she didn't seem to have any drama around her.
Nope.
She was all about, as you pointed out, being good, just an all-around humanitarian. That's just making me think that we did hear from President Trump. He put it out there that at 6 o'clock tonight, flags will lower for 1 week in honor of her passing. But to
who else is there, right?
Right. Who else is there? I can't think of anyone who is not polarizing in any way. Doesn't mean that they're not good, but just the fact that she was she was mainstream America in terms of she had everyone's heart.
That's it.
She
That's
did.
it.
And she didn't take herself too seriously, too.
Yes,
She had a great sense of humor. So, you know, she
Yeah.
has those quotes that said, I was one of the first women to burn my bra, and it took the fire department 4 days to put it out.
Oh, that's hilarious. Can I share one more little quick story?
Yes.
Please.
Okay, so one of the times that we had her on, she came on with Michael Bublé because they put out a Christmas song together, and obviously Coast 103.5 is your holiday music station. So we had Dolly and Michael on together, and Dolly had an idea for this song, and she wanted Michael, but she thought Michael will never do this with me. He might not even know who I am. So she was so humble, and Michael came in quick, and he goes, "Do you know what? There's one rule. There's one rule in music. When Dolly Parton calls, you answer, and the answer is always yes."
Of course. Beyonce had a collab with her on Cowboy Carter. Miley Cyrus and Dolly have performed together, and she was, of course, her godmother. But you're right. I don't think there's anyone that would say no to Dolly Parton. Maybe Carl back in the day.
Maybe
would
Carl.
say no.
And what was amazing about their relationship, too, is that he took a back seat, if you will, by design. He didn't want anything to do with the spotlight. He said, she does her thing, I do mine. And she said that was ultimately the key to their successful marriage, at least one of them anyway. But she was his ultimate caretaker. And you're right, Amanda, I think a little part of her died in March of 2025 when he passed as well.
I do think that last year, I think the last year was harder for her than maybe she let on to the public. Ryan, not to get personal for a second here, but I know your parents, Joanne and Gary Mano, have been together for decades. And
they sure have.
Them, I can't even imagine them without each other. What do you think?
But see, something like this, it's so funny you bring that up, Amanda, because you do know both of my parents, and it's hard not to think of that when you think of this. My co-host Ellen, her parents died not too far apart from each other, right? And so it's hard not to take something like this and go, oh wow, yeah, that I see how that could happen.
Right.
You know?
They're each other's other half.
That's it.
Ryan, have you heard from listeners just yet?
Oh, so it literally, you guys, we got the news the second we signed off today. So, we were moving out of the studio, so we didn't even get a chance to really dig into it, with anybody or open the phones. But I'm sure right now, that's all wall to wall on Coast. Sorry, my dog's barking. So no, I haven't had a chance to talk with listeners yet. But I do know, because we do have such a rich tapestry of Dolly visits with us and time spent, that tomorrow's show will be pretty much a tribute to her.
And Ryan, what are the 3 words somebody who plays music, listens to music all day long, her as a person, her as an artist, what are the 3 words you would use to describe Dolly Parton?
Kind, charming, and benevolent. I think icon too. You got to throw icon in there, and that word, you guys, gets used so almost like flagrantly. But Dolly Parton, period, full stop, is an icon, and will always be.
Yes,
and will always be. You're right, Ryan. There is no other Dolly, for sure.
Nope, that's it.
And cue Islands in the Stream. I just you could just play her songs and Kenny Rogers, of course, in that duet.
Yes.
Just iconic song, if you will.
Oh, one more thing. And this is, we were wrapping up, but my brother and his wife, so my family lived in Nashville for a long time. You want to talk about, we got to check on Nashville today, you guys. We got to check on Tennessee. Because you go into any store, you can go into a kid's toy store, and there is a Dolly Parton section of toys and books, and you go into a gas station, there's Dolly memorabilia. I mean, that was from my time spent in just visiting my family in Nashville and in Tennessee. You want to talk about somebody who just overtook an entire state with their presence.
Right. You're right. She was an institution. And even when I went to Nashville about 2 years ago, the same. You couldn't go into any store. She is beloved, and she is the queen of country for a reason.
Yeah.
And always will be.
Always will be. Thank you guys for having me on.
Okay, it was great to have you, Ryan. Thank you so much for hopping on the Fox Local stream for the breaking news. Thank you, Ryan. We'll be listening.
They will be listening tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
Coast 103.5.
Okay, thank you,
Appreciate
Ryan.
it. Bye.
All right, with that, we will just take a quick 2-minute break, and our coverage of the death of Dolly Parton will continue right after this. Welcome back, everyone, to the Fox Local Los Angeles stream. I'm Marla Tejas. I'm alongside our entertainment reporter here at Fox 11, Amanda Salas. We're talking about the death of Dolly Parton. The news came across not long ago, and it shocked us.
Oh, it shocked us. We were in the newsroom together. It's one of those moments you'll say you'll never forget where you were when you heard the news. We didn't want to believe it, but then when we saw it on the front page of TMZ's website, we knew it was unfortunately true. 80 seems so young for such a larger-than-life persona like Dolly Parton. We knew that she was having some health issues, digestive and immunity related. We know that she lost her husband, Carl Dean, 58 years marriage, last spring. Listen, I don't know if a doctor will say there's such thing as the effects of a broken heart, but I think there really is.
Yeah, absolutely. And she made it clear that she dedicated her time to being his caretaker.
Yep.
And in that time sort of ignored her own health. She put out a statement that was really something that it was just on Friday, August 21st, that we heard from her, in that she put out a statement that basically said, I'm still here, just dealing with some things right now. She mentioned the passing of her husband, Carl, in March of 2025, said that she still had a whole lot more that she wanted to achieve. That was just 4 days ago.
Right. So that's why it hurts extra.
Absolutely. And no surprise, let's just we'll take you there. Live pictures from Hollywood. This is where folks are gathering right now.
Wow, so many fans.
This is along Hollywood Boulevard, where her star is down below. Rachel Aragon is out there talking to fans. Rachel, more and more people have shown up.
I don't hear it. I'm not going yet.
Rachel, can you hear us?
Okay, I should be able to hear you guys now.
Okay, we're here. You're live. More and more fans. Can you give us a look around to see the crowd growing?
Absolutely. So, Marla, we're going to pan out a little bit. More and more people are just actually learning about her passing, of course, and we are seeing more people. I actually spoke to a family from the UK who happened to be here, of course, sightseeing, and were just devastated by the news. And one thing we talked about was, obviously, you know, she's from here in the U.S., but they were telling me just how big she is in the UK, which is not surprising at all if you know and love Dolly Parton. I'm going to have my photographer Justin continue showing this, and maybe we could talk to any other fans, of course, who are obviously heartbroken by this loss. But again, it's just a lot of people can't believe it right now, right? Because she's always smiling, she's always positive. And again, I feel like while we did hear about her health issues, it was not something that we thought this day would be coming any time really soon. We're going to try to talk to some fans right now, of course, who've been showing up. And it's been a growing memorial, if you will. Let's see. Hi, we're live right now on Fox Local Stream. Did you guys stop by here today? Heard the news about Dolly Parton? What were your thoughts?
We don't know exactly before, so but it's very sad to hear about it. Yeah.
We're really shocked about it.
Are you guys visiting the area? Where are you guys from?
From Germany.
Germany.
So it's just the first day in the day for us. So then take a walk here and then see this here.
One thing we've been talking about here on Fox 11 and on the local stream is just how big Dolly Parton is. The U.S., the U.K., I talked to people, and in Germany too, clearly. I mean, she is just a superstar beyond superstar.
Sure.
Yeah.
Favorite song at all? Any thoughts? What you'll miss the most?
I don't know exactly the songs of her, but there's familiar with the music of her.
Her philanthropy, her smile, her humor. I know she's read a lot, so thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of media out here as well, and again, you're seeing more and more people lay some flowers here for her. At 2 o'clock, again, we're going to see more people. I believe officially people from the Walk of Fame actually lay more flowers here. And so many people just could not get over the loss. It's just devastating. Man, we're live on the local stream. You just laid flowers right now. You came out here on a hot day, no less. What are you feeling right now?
She was just an American icon and really unified this country, so I'm sad to see her go.
That's kind of hard and rare these days, right? Somebody who everybody loves. What was it that stood out about her to you, above everything else? Because she did so much, it's hard to pick.
I mean, she was just such a philanthropist, and I feel like anyone could love Dolly. If you were gay, if you were conservative, if you were any type of American, loved Dolly, so sad to see her go.
Thank you so much. And Marla, I will say, I wished he was still here. We talked to a gentleman just now. He brought his little dog, his little Chihuahua, who he had dressed as Dolly Parton. As you know, she loved animals. That was one of the things she really pushed for, right, was animal welfare, and we're hoping to get that picture of that dog dressed as Dolly Parton. But I mean, we have people in tears here too, but still trying to smile, because as we know, Dolly Parton loved to laugh and make people laugh, and I think that is what people are really trying to remember here out on Hollywood Boulevard.
Absolutely. Rachel, thank you so much, and I wish we could have seen the dog dressed as Dolly.
Would it have a little cowboy hat?
I know, right? But you can look forward to Rachel's full report. That's a little bit later here at Fox 11, beginning with the news at 5 o'clock. In the meantime, we have somebody else who knows a lot about Dolly to join the conversation.
Yes, my friend and senior entertainment writer for Variety, Angelique Jackson, joining us. It is good to see you, my friend. Unfortunately, you know, this sad day, as we are not only saying goodbye to Dolly, we are celebrating all things Dolly, which I know you are too.
Thank you. I think that is the most important way to frame this. We are celebrating a true legend, an icon of being, of course, an incredible singer, songwriter, but also an actor. You know, Dolly Parton crossed all genres, all communities. I was just listening to the woman that you all saw there, who was saying that no matter who you were, you knew and loved Dolly Parton.
Yes, you knew, you loved, and respected Dolly Parton. When Dolly asked anything of anyone in Hollywood, they said, yes, when do you need it?
Absolutely. And they were also quick to want to pay tribute to her. I mean, just the other day, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce donated $2 million when they were doing their round of donations for the wedding to Dolly's foundation. And that was just kind of a continuing line of praise that, you know, a Taylor Swift would heap on her, because Dolly is a storyteller for the ages, as she once said.
I couldn't agree more. I actually described her as a storyteller. Having seen her in concert, she loved to tell her stories before each song that she performed. It's a concert I'll never forget and will always cherish. Angelique, how do you think she would want to be remembered?
I think it's just that. She was someone who wanted people to feel seen. You know, she talks a lot about how, you know, her look, her very trademark look, was based after a woman in her town who she thought was the most beautiful woman in the world, even though other people may have, you know, had other opinions about her. She was somebody who always fought for everyone and wanted everyone to have their voice out there. She's just truly a beacon of love and joy. And, you know, when you look at her and the kind of sparkly rhinestone life, as her family mentioned that she lived in their obituary to her, you know, they said she shone bright enough for the world to see, and she will forever stand as an inspiration through not only her songwriting, but truly her storytelling.
I love that you said that, and I love that you mentioned her storytelling when you got to see her in concert. Angelique, 130 awards, 11 of them being Grammys. What do you think is something that today's artists can take away from the career and the person that Dolly was?
I think one of the things on a business level that I think a lot of people can take away is that she wrote her own songs, and she was one of the first country music artists, aside from, you know, of course, Loretta Lynn as well, to do that. And that has been an inspiration for so many women coming up. She also was one who reached forward, I guess, technically, or reached back to the new generation. She most recently collaborated, of course, with Beyonce on Cowboy Carter, which was, I mean, a huge stamp of approval when Dolly Parton says you are indeed country, but also with Sabrina Carpenter. So she made a point to include everyone. Of course, we have to mention her actual her goddaughter, Miley Cyrus. We are all waiting to hear what she will have to say and how she'll pay tribute to her incredible godmother. But the lessons that she's left with this generation coming up, you can already tell the impact she's made.
And her family put out a statement via her nephew, Brian Seaver, who also served as her security guard. It's about a 2-minute clip. He makes it clear that, you know, she had wishes. And have we learned, in terms of now that she's passed, her public service, a memorial, have we learned anything about that, or is it just too soon?
I think it's a little bit too soon. The reports have now come out that Dolly had been in the hospital for a few days before her death. So obviously her family was preparing for what was to come. She had been battling health complications for a little over a year now. So I think we're all kind of waiting to see exactly what that public memorial will look like in addition to the private memorial. I mean, I think we're also all keeping an eye on what's going to happen at Dollywood. There, of course, will be big celebrations there. But I think we can also imagine that this is going to go on for some time because there's so many people who want to pay tribute to Dolly.
Of course. And you and I have had the pleasure of going to Nashville together, and we walked into many establishments where it was Dolly's world and we were just living / visiting it.
Absolutely. I mean, the only disappointing part was that we didn't get a chance to meet Dolly herself. That would have really put it over the edge. But we'll take all of the tributes to her that we got our little selfies with instead.
Exactly. I can only imagine how the city of Nashville will rally together
to pay tribute to her.
The utmost respectful tribute to her.
And to keep in mind, we do have some major award shows coming up, the Emmys as well. So I think we can just imagine that there's going to be tributes to Dolly Parton throughout the year at various events in Hollywood too.
And I'd be remiss, you're with Variety. How is Variety covering her death and paying tribute?
So we are actually kind of feverishly working on some tributes to her as well from our chief music critic, Chris Willman. He will be writing a salute to Dolly Parton. And we're also just keeping an eye on who and what will be some of those bigger names that want to speak out. We've already heard from people like Keith Urban, Casey Musgraves, just so many people in the country music community, but even people like Keke Palmer, who starred with her in that film, A Joyful Noise with Queen Latifah. We've reached out to folks all across the industry because there really is no one who has not been touched by Dolly Parton.
It's true. I mean, Shabuzi said he wished he would have met Dolly Parton. Angelique, I feel like you have met her before, right?
To be honest, I was trying to remember, and I don't think I have, because I was like, you can't forget if you've met Dolly.
You wouldn't forget that.
Right.
And I will say, one of our reporters, Mark Malkin, who has met Dolly Parton, he's also working on a tribute about his time with her, because she is such a larger-than-life person. That is, the kind of ultimate is to be in a room with someone like Dolly Parton.
I feel the same way. I thought I had met her before too, because we Zoomed with her on Good Day LA, but it wasn't me. But she had that persona where I thought, wait, did I?
Like you were best friends in your head. In your head, yeah, absolutely. Angelique, you mentioned that reports have come out that she was in the hospital days leading up to her passing. Do we know specifically what she was dealing with?
Her family has kind of kept her health issues very vague. I think just very much respecting her privacy in that way. So I do imagine that we will learn a little bit more about exactly what she was dealing with in these days following her passing.
Of course. Angelique, I asked our last guest if they could come up with 3 words to describe Dolly Parton. And I mean, entertainment like the back of your hand, both them behind the scenes and in front of the camera. What would the 3 words be for you to describe Dolly?
I think maybe, iconic feels like too short of a word. So I think maybe the ultimate superstar.
Ooh, yeah, that gave me chills. You know what? My 3 words, I was thinking about it, would be the name of her perfume, Scent from Above, except I would spell it
Oh my goodness.
and not S-C.
Right.
Yeah, I think that kind of describes Dolly. She was an earth angel that left such a legacy for all of us.
And I think some would say and are saying just too soon, 80 years old.
Too soon.
Just completely unexpected in that she just gave her update 4 days ago. So that adds a whole nother layer to this as well. So Angelique, any final thoughts before we let you go?
I think what you just said is true. I think despite the fact that we all knew that Dolly Parton was dealing with health issues, this is still a truly shocking revelation. She is someone who I think none of us ever believed would leave us, but she has left us with such a beautiful legacy. You even look at the idea that, I Will Always Love You was a song that played time and time again when Whitney Houston passed away, but also the fact that Whitney's tribute song was, of course, written written by Dolly just speaks to how her legacy was so much entangled with so many other powerful women, powerful people. She has made an impact across communities, and it's because she led with love and light and has just been such, a beautiful, wonderful presence. And I love what you said, Amanda, sent from above.
Yeah, really sweet.
I feel like her and Whitney right now are just singing in the sky together.
Oh, yes.
Can you imagine that concert?
That
I think
duo.
we all would love a
That
ticket.
duo. Yes.
Our diva angels.
Senior entertainment writer Angelique Jackson with Variety. Thank you so much for hopping on the stream with us.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
We appreciate your perspective. Okay, with that, we want to take a quick 2-minute break here, and TMZ will join us at the top of the hour to inform us on what they have learned so far about the passing of Dolly Parton. Our coverage continues in 2 minutes here on the Fox Local Los Angeles stream. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, to the Fox Local Los Angeles stream. I'm Marla Tejas. Our thanks to entertainment reporter Amanda Salas for joining me since the top of the hour to talk about the death of Dolly Parton. She died at 80 years old, and it really has stunned a whole lot of people. Yes, she was 80, but it was just 4 days ago on August 21st that she put out a statement and said she's here. She's been dealing with some things, and her quote was, quote, "I still have so many things I want to achieve." And here we are 4 days later, and we are talking about her death. Her family put out a statement. We can play that for you. We will do that again. But in the meantime, let's check in with our reporter, Rachel Aragon. She is live along the Hollywood Walk of Fame, where Dolly Parton's star is. Let's give you that live picture right now. And it looks like the legendary one of the iconic people along Hollywood Boulevard is there paying tribute. Let's just check in with Rachel. Rachel, can you hear me?
I can't hear you. Yes, he is. He's talking to someone else right now in the media. But in the meantime, though, we're going to show you again the growing flowers as well as people surrounding this area on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So many people that we talked to, I mentioned before, though, just devastated, but also trying to, again, stay somewhat positive because they know that Dolly would want them to smile right now. I've been asking everyone, Marla, what is their favorite song, their favorite movie or moment? A lot of Jolene fans, a lot of 9 to 5, but a lot of people telling me, you know, that there's no one favorite. She was the favorite, right? I can tell you my personal favorite was 9 to 5, but I mean, there are so many things she did beyond singing and songwriting. I just found this out today, actually. She was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I believe in 2022. Her list of accolades and awards goes on on and on and on. Over 24 top, Billboard charts in the country music and more in other genres as well. We're going to talk to this gentleman right here. I want to you just stop right now, sir, to drop off some flowers. What made you decide to come out today?
My whole family loves Dolly Parton, and all my friends love Dolly Parton. She's always been a real inspiration to the whole world. I mean, what she's done for little kids and reading and giving out books and just always being a kind soul. And I named my dog Dolly Parton, so I just love her a lot. So
clearly, I hear a lot of emotion. Why is that? What is it about Dolly Parton?
I'm an emotional person. Like this, it's just truly a sad day, If there ever was a queen of America, it was Dolly Parton.
You mentioned your dog, you mentioned animals. That was a huge part of her life and philanthropy. Yeah. What were your thoughts about what you did outside of music and acting?
Can you imagine anybody who spread more love and good for the world, like to kids, animals, and just kindness to humanity? And it's an overwhelming feeling when you think about it.
One of a kind, right?
One of a kind, the Queen of America.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That is, Marla, an example of what we continue to hear in Hollywood. It is not uncommon to find someone like that right there who I spoke to, who is choked up, who is also almost lost for words because she is really one of a kind. We have some families here as well. We're live on Local Fox real quickly. You look like you were just thinking right now in deep thought.
Seeing it, it's quite something. We're over here from the UK at the moment on our vacation, and actually seeing the stars and the flowers, your heart goes out to her. My mum's a similar age to Dolly, and so I feel as you think, life is short, too short.
Life is short, and she did so much, but it felt like she was going to be here forever, and in some ways she still is.
Yeah, I think that she will always obviously live on, like all the greats that have gone too soon, like Michael Jackson and all the other greats that have gone too early. She will live on, and her music will live on.
I don't know. I think you were with family here, right?
Yes.
You have some kids. What was amazing about Dolly Parton for me is that she transcended so many generations.
Oh, yes.
Young, all. Do your kids know about Dolly Parton?
Yes,
have they heard?
My two girls, they're dancers, and obviously they've heard her music for their dance and stuff like that as well. So it's touched the whole generations. Across all the generations, definitely.
It must be surreal to be here visiting, right? And you see her star, hearing it on the news is one thing.
The news, obviously, we thought we're actually moving on today from our vacation over to Anaheim today, but we had to come down and see it before we move, definitely.
Well, thank you so much again, and I know Dolly would be smiling on all of us right now. Thank you. But yeah, Marla, you heard it right there. It's young people, all ages, are fans, and we're going to talk to this gentleman right here. Hi, sir. Let's talk about your sign and why you're out here today.
Yeah, I met her when I worked as the Goodwill Ambassador in Beverly Hills for almost 12 years. I met many celebrities, but she was the most down-to-earth person and out of everyone, and a beloved American icon has passed away today. Rest in peace. We will miss her.
What do you think made her that everybody loved her?
She was you could feel the music down in her lyrics just to the heart. And I mean, before Beyonce, before Taylor Swift, there was Dolly, and that's it. Dolly, we will always love you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. That is a common phrase and sign we're hearing, that we will always love you. And I know she always said that she will always love her fans. Again, this is just a sample of the kind of tributes and people coming out here to share a few words that we're hearing. Very emotional, but also just gratitude for all that she has done for arts, for philanthropy, for Hollywood. And again, I just want to stress, as you heard right there, Marla, we're hearing people from the UK, from Germany, just how famous and beloved she is. It's not just here in California. It's not just here in the US. It is a global icon.
No, and as you pointed out, it spans generations. She spans generations. So, in fact, you're seeing that there firsthand. The younger generation to the older generation, right, Rachel?
Absolutely. Whether you watch 9 to 5 and know that film and song, or whether you're more familiar with her duets and recent partnerships with Miley Cyrus and the younger artists of these days, you know of Dolly Parton in one way or another. And I think that's what made her so universally loved, is that she had the young spirit despite her age, right? She was out there with some of the younger artists. She's out there on the talk shows. And I think I read something before years ago that one of the things she did was she didn't want to be political. She wanted to be just the people's people, as a man we spoke to earlier, like the queen for us, if you will, in pop culture and in the arts. And I think she nailed it. I really do. And I think you're seeing, again, just the depth of her talent, but also her humility, as someone pointed out, very humble artist and superstar.
It's 12:56 right here in Los Angeles right now. You mentioned something's happening at 2 o'clock. What's happening at 2 there?
At 2 o'clock, I believe it's going to be a representative or producer of someone from the Walk of Fame, where we're at, of course. They'll be laying official flowers. Right now, we're seeing, fans, of course, laying flowers over the last hour or so, but there'll be official flowers being laid at 2 o'clock, I believe, with representatives from the Walk of Fame.
I'm on the Walk of Fame.
I'm sure it'll be a touching moment.
I'm on the Walk of Fame website, and for those who are local and want to head down there, this is at 6712 Hollywood Boulevard, right in the heart of Hollywood, of course. And she had her ceremony there June 14th, 1984. That's when she got her star. So it's been there for some time now.
That's fascinating, right? Because we see so many new ones come in, but it just shows you, think about how much she's done since 1984, right? I mean, that is a true superstar. You get a star and, over 30 years later, you're doing so much. Again, you're seeing a lot of people with their dogs, their animals, flowers. It's very moving out here, Marla, and it really shows just how loved she really is.
I know. It's no surprise that people are showing up, got the news, and they're there. That woman who's from the UK, they had plans to go to Orange County today, but they took the time to go there. And what do we have? What are we looking at? What did someone just drop off?
So right here, I actually believe that my mom actually bought this too. This is a Duncan Times, I believe, cupcake or cake mix. It has Dolly Parton's picture on it. It's pink, of course. I know my mom and I had actually bought the same one recently. That's why I know exactly what that is. But yeah, tell us about this.
Represent her image.
Yes.
She was always this exaggerated, literal doll. And yeah, I just felt like this would make it.
I feel like pink too, right? I associate with Dolly Parton, just being bubbly and bright. Yep.
Pink, yeah. She was amazing.
How does she make you feel when you think of Dolly Parton and you hear her?
I don't know. I found out that, Whitney Houston, she made a cover on her song, I Will Always Love You. I didn't even know that the Dolly Parton was actually the original singer and that she wrote the song.
She inspires superstars, right? Fellow superstars. It's amazing, right?
Exactly. And yeah, it's just, she was a very nice figure. She inspired a lot of people. And we will always remember her. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I mean, you came out as well? Yes, of course.
Yeah, because I'm in the beauty industry as well, and she's a major influence in that. Plus, Dolly Parton is the philanthropist. She's a singer. She's a movie actress. She's done so much for us. She's basically everybody's godmother, friend, mother. I don't even care if it's like drag mother. She's everybody's. Did you know she filmed her Barbie video right across the street over there?
I did not know that.
Yes, she did. So go look it up on YouTube. But, there's, what can you say about Dolly? To me, being in the beauty field as well, she's such an inspiration and motivation with her looks. I mean, it's just unbelievable what she's done for looks and her image and her persona she created, as she called trash.
That's such a good point, because when we see and we think about Dolly Parton, I always want to know and see, what is she going to wear? How is she going to perform?
That's what she's all about. That's why even the drag community follows her. Everyone follows her. Women follow her, men follow her. Everybody loves her looks and her wigs.
Thank you so much.
All right, I'm gonna take a
Thank
photo
you.
real quick.
Yes. So yeah, you're seeing just so much love for Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's amazing. And I will say, Marla, somebody told me earlier. Oh, I'll pause right now so we can maybe step in real quickly. Hi.
How are you?
Okay, yeah.
How are you?
She's.
What's your name? Are you? I just need to be there. Hey,
very emotional, of course, for a lot of people here.
Can I ask why you came out today?
Dolly Parton is just a beautiful, beautiful soul, and it didn't feel right to not come out and support truly a beautiful person and a national treasure, and we lost someone very good today, so didn't feel right to miss it.
Thank you so much. A mix of emotions, as you're seeing right here in Hollywood. Laughter, but a lot of tears. And people are making such good points regarding the influence on fashion, on music, on entertainment. It goes on. And again, that's the stand that we showed earlier. We talked to the fan who created that. He came out here less than an hour after the news broke, saying again that she easily could have retired many decades ago and decided not to.
No.
And again, workaholic.
And just 4 days ago said, quote,
Yeah.
I still have so many things I want to achieve. So she was not done. She was not done yet. So, Rachel, we will let you news gather. Thank you so much. You provided so much to our coverage today. So, Rachel Aragon, we'll check back with you here on the stream in just a bit. Rachel Aragon live for us along Hollywood Boulevard right there at Dolly Parton Star. Thank you, Rachel. All right, with that, we're going to take a quick 2-minute break. On the other side, Michael Babcock from TMZ is going to join me to talk what they're learning about the death of Dolly Parton. We'll be right back in 2 minutes. Welcome back, everyone, to the Fox Local Los Angeles stream. Thank you so much for streaming with us. It's 1:04. We're covering the death of Dolly Parton. She died today. Her family putting out a video message. She died at 80 years old. Michael Babcock from TMZ, he is out front on this. He joins me now live on the stream. Michael, thank you so much for being with me here. What have you learned about her death?
Hey, Maria, thank you for having me. So Dolly Parton was admitted to Vanderbilt Hospital Friday with what we've been told were a kidney and an autoimmune issues that she was dealing with. She actually told people on Friday that she was dealing with some health issues, but certainly, hearing her very short statement, Maria, that she put out, I don't think that anybody could have expected that on Tuesday morning we would learn the news that we obviously learned, that Dolly had passed away. So, knowing that she wasn't dealing or wasn't feeling her best, again, I don't think that anybody expected that Dolly was going to pass away today. And just, gosh, it feels impossible to accurately describe her career. What an amazing person and what an amazing career.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking to people along Hollywood Boulevard, Michael, and they've described her as the Queen of America, an exaggerated living doll. I loved that. Iconic. The list goes on and on because she spanned not just the music industry, but she was the ultimate humanitarian. Can you speak to that at all?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, right. You want to talk, billions of streams, 3 billion plus streams, 25 #1 hits, 100 plus million records sold. But I think you could make a strong argument that, just her philanthropic causes that over the decades that she was so passionate about and I mean, raising millions and millions of dollars. And not just that, Maria, but also the time that she spent with some of these causes. I mean, it's remarkable what she was able to do. And I think that's why this transcends just this great musician, great actress passing away. She had helped so many people over the years. I mean, she's incomparable. She really is.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's no non-awkward way to do this. It's not a big deal. People call me Maria all the time. I'd be a multimillionaire. It's Marla, though. If I had a penny for every time, I'd be a multimillionaire.
But you would be Marla. Call me Matthew or something. I am so sorry.
No. You're such a sweetheart, and you keep saying, you know what I'm getting at.
I have a bad habit of saying everybody's name like a million times.
No,
and when you say the wrong name, it's horrible.
It's a good habit, so I appreciate that.
Marla, thank you for telling me.
No,
I'm so sorry.
I had to at that point. Okay, now you're never going to forget.
I never will. Never.
Okay, so she passes away. She told that people on Friday essentially that quote, I still have so many things I want to achieve. And now we have this news. President Trump out on Truth Social today saying that American flags will be lowered as of 6 p.m. Eastern tonight for 1 week. What else are you hearing from the celebrity world or just ultimate fan reaction?
Yeah, I mean, I was watching some of the fan reaction before I came on, and just to see how emotional people are, I think we're obviously going to continue to see that. You're going to hear from, I think, not just celebrities that she had worked with over the years. You're going to hear from current music stars who were who were inspired by Dolly, and I think whether you like the guy or not, whether you're a Trump supporter or not, for the president that quickly to say, this is what we're going to do, we're going to lower the flags. It just goes to show how important she still was to her statement from a couple days ago about still having so much to do. It's true. She, had this residency in Vegas scheduled for last year, and then it unfortunately had to get postponed a little bit, Marla, because of her health issues. But it just goes to show, not many people in their late 70s who have accomplished what she had accomplished would be, wanting to go hit the stage in Las Vegas and perform these shows. But she did because she still loved her fans. She still loved performing. And I think she absolutely intended to do many, many big things. And it's just so sad that this has happened.
It really is so sad. I mean, it shocked me when I got the news earlier when it broke in the newsroom. You mentioned President Trump and the fact that obviously he's a very polarizing figure. She's the complete opposite. Can you speak to that being part of her legacy? Is that going too far to say that?
No, I don't think it is. I think that's a great way to put it, honestly. I mean, like the opposite of someone that's so polarizing, so controversial, like President Trump. I think there are not many people, especially in 2026 in America, that are universally beloved. But I think Dolly might be the one person that everybody can agree on was just great, was, incredibly talented, a good person, cared about people. And she may be one of the very few that we can all agree on.
Absolutely. There's no question about it. Well, Michael Babcock from TMZ.
Call me something. Please call me the wrong name once.
I'm not. Matthew, I would never do that. I would never do that.
Yes.
I appreciate you hopping on.
Of course.
And it's always good to have you. Michael Babcock with TMZ.
Thank you,
can check him out there. I appreciate you. Okay, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye-bye. Thanks.
Okay, bye. With that, we will take a quick 2-minute break here on the Fox Local Los Angeles stream, and we'll be right back with more news. Welcome back, everyone, to the Fox Local Los Angeles stream. Thanks so much for streaming with us. I'm Marla Tejas. It's 1:12 right now. We're covering the death of Dolly Parton. We also have eyes on the Tupac Shakur murder trial. In fact, I'm going to put that up and show you that we do have a live camera and look inside that Las Vegas courtroom. We'll be getting to that, but we're also covering the extreme heat. And the LA County Department of Public Health just launching a dashboard that's tracking the number of ER visits because of heat-related illness. We want to bring into the conversation Dr. Michael Daigneault. He's an emergency room physician. And Dr. Daigneault, this is something that you're seeing in the ER, an increased volume of people coming in with heat-related illness. Explain to us what you are seeing. And thank you for being with me.
Yeah. Hi, Marla. Good to see you again. Really great that the LA County started tracking this in May. And this is the first summer that they've been able to do it. And it's been proven to be very timely. And basically earlier in May, about 0.5 visits for every 1,000 ER visits were tacked up to heat-related illness. So that's heat exhaustion and heat stroke. And then we saw end of July, early August, especially when we really noticed that it was getting really hot and humid and it wasn't breaking, that increased to 4 visits for every 1,000 ER visits. So it doesn't sound like a big number per se, but when you look at that jump, a fourfold plus increase in visits, I mean, that's very significant.
Yeah, and we're just showing some, general heat-related video here just to demonstrate this. People are out there. People often underestimate heat. It is the #1 weather-related killer, heat. So how can people stay safe, doctor?
Right. So I think the important distinction that I want to make is we all know about heat exhaustion and heat stroke. So heat exhaustion is when you spend a lot of time outside or you're indoors with no air conditioning. You're sweating, you have muscle cramps, you have a headache, you just don't feel well. At that point, you can still find a way to move to a cooler space, rehydrate, get some electrolytes, and you start to feel better. But when you stop sweating, your family starts noticing that you're acting a little bit differently, there's a change in mental status, that is heat stroke. That's when you need to go to the ER, because that's when we start IV fluid hydration. We do cool water immersion just to get your temperature up. But what I want to talk to people today about in particular, and the things that I've noticed in the ER in the last month, is it's not just heat-related illness. I think people with cardiovascular disease in LA are finding that they're having more frequent exacerbations of their cardiovascular illness. And earlier this year, the American Heart Association actually published this scientific consensus report tying extreme heat to increased risk of cardiovascular stress. And so what they basically said is that within days of extreme heat, you can experience a more rapid heart rate. Your blood volume is lower because you're dehydrated. The blood is thicker. The blood vessels dilate. All that causes increased cardiovascular stress and could land you into the ER with exacerbations of chronic medical conditions. And that's congestive heart failure, coronary artery disease. So it's not just the heat-related illness, the heat stroke. I think people with cardiovascular disease now have to be more aware that they are at increased risk of ending up in the ER because of this extreme heat that we've been dealing with.
So is that the slice of the population that you want to really take heed?
Yeah, for sure. And I think, and this is just based on what I'm observing in a small community ER in South Bay, that, over the last month, our volume has been significantly higher compared to the last couple of years that I've seen there. And it's not necessarily, we are seeing people that come in with heat-related illness, of course, but I think it's those with the cardiovascular disease that we're seeing just so much more of that, where people are just coming in with the cardiovascular stress. Their heart cannot handle that extra heat. And interestingly, I was talking to Fox LA meteorologist Adam Kruger last night, because he had put out some data this weekend about the increased temperature across the region this summer. And he was doing some quick math, and basically he wanted to tell us and to share this, that the July and August for this year, that 2-month period, was officially the hottest on record for LA.
Yeah, and I know yesterday downtown Los Angeles broke a record. It hit 98 degrees. That beats the old record by at least a couple degrees. I don't have it committed to memory, but nonetheless, it was a record. Anaheim also, I think, broke or tied a record. So we're definitely feeling it. If you do have cardiovascular issues, doctor, what do? Just stay inside? And if you don't have AC?
Right. I mean, that's the concern, like not having AC. I mean, LA County does a pretty good job of pointing out to people where there are cooling centers across the city. But, you know, this may be a good time to go see a movie during the day, go to an indoor shopping mall, visit relatives who have AC. It's just too high risk for you to stay in a hot, non-air conditioned room or house when you have cardiovascular illness, and to make sure that you have enough of your medications, make sure you're keeping in touch with your primary care doctors and your cardiologists to see if there's anything else you can do during these times.
Yeah, and I'm looking down here because I have notes, and I'm glad you brought that up. That the YMCA of Metropolitan LA is opening its centers for free to everyone, all Angelenos, during the heat wave. So this is 28 LA area locations, have air conditioning, and will serve as community cooling centers during this next heat wave that we are experiencing right now. It's going to increase, I believe, and Adam may be joining me on the stream, our meteorologist, a little bit later, but nonetheless, I saw Maria Quaban with our meteorologist in the morning for Good Day LA. She was talking about how 112, I believe, is expected to hit tomorrow in Woodland Hills. So it's hot out there. So important to note that the YMCA is a good resource. Obviously, local libraries as well have AC. Go to the movies if you can, but do not, whatever you do, Dr. Michael Daigneault, don't end up in the ER. Isn't that right?
That's right. I mean, our volumes are already pretty high, and we're doing a good job absorbing that. But, you know, we always say, you know, prevention's worth much more than cure. And so, you know, whatever you can do to keep yourself cool. And it's not just, you know, the people, like I said, it's not just the people that are spending a lot of time working outside, people that are doing leisure activities outside. It's people that have cardiovascular risk, who are older. And if you have that's what has high blood pressure, diabetes, coronary artery disease, congestive heart failure, high cholesterol, combination of all that together, you really, really have to be careful during this heat wave.
Why do you think it's important that LA County Public Health is putting up this dashboard on its website to track these illnesses and visits to the ER?
Yeah, I mean, the timeliness of this, that they started this in May, I'm sure they didn't anticipate this summer was going to be this hot and this humid, but it's just really important data for the populace as well as for us on the front lines of the ER just to track. And I encourage everybody to take a look at this dashboard, because when you look at the bar graphs, it's very striking. The significant increase from just May, June, compared to end of July, early August, the number of visits and just the colossal increase. And it corresponded exactly with the heat wave when we all really felt it, which was pretty much the end of July and early August, and you know, still stretching now through the whole month of August. And I think, you know, data is important, and I think we have to be more aware of how extreme heat is continuing to affect our health, as you mentioned on the outset.
Any final thoughts before I let you go, Doctor?
Yeah, I would say, you know, the key thing for all of us, you know, with heat-related illness, this is just generally for everybody, not just those with cardiovascular disease, is the distinction between like heat exhaustion and heat stroke. And so heat exhaustion, your body is still able to compensate, and your great physiological cooling method is to sweat. That's our body's ability to cool ourselves off. When that stops happening, that is the big red flag. That's when you have to call 911, go to the ER, because you're entering heat stroke, and that can be potentially very dangerous for you. So just bear that one key symptom change in mind. If you're in a hot situation at home, outside, and you stop sweating, then that's danger zone.
Okay, important to note, and we thank you for taking the time out. Really important information as we deal with excessive heat in our area. Dr. Michael Daigneault, he is an emergency room physician. Doctor, thank you so much for being with me here on the stream. Always good to have you.
Thank you, Marla. Have a good day.
Okay, you too. Stay safe, and thanks for helping us stay healthy and safe. We'll see you next time. We'll take a quick 2-minute break, and we'll dip into the coverage of the Tupac Shakur murder trial that's underway in that Las Vegas courtroom. And of course, we'll have more on the death of Dolly Parton right here on the stream. We'll be right back in 2 minutes. Welcome back, everyone, to the Fox Local Los Angeles stream. It is 1:24 here in Los Angeles. It is Tuesday. We thank you so much for streaming with us. We've been following the breaking news, the death of country music icon, legend, Dolly Parton. She died at 80. Her family putting out a statement. We're going to have much more of that. But we also want to get you caught up on the Tupac Shakur murder trial. That is underway in a Las Vegas courtroom. It is day 7, technically. This morning, we've heard from former detectives who have taken the stand, and right now there is a witness on the stand. Let's go ahead and dip in live to this coverage right now.
I'm aware of Mr. Anderson's involvement in gang activity, if such activity existed.
Yes, I guess you could say I was there for his initiation into the gang. My partner Tim Brennan and I, we were at a fast food restaurant getting something to eat. We're in the drive-thru, and this particular restaurant was right adjacent to the Southside Crip territory, and there's an alley that runs just adjacent to it. So as we got our food, and we were driving out of the fast food restaurant, and all of a sudden we heard a barrage of shots. We can hear them hitting our car. Then we heard about 5 or 6 shots, right? So after the shots stopped, we looked at each other, jumped out of the car, made sure we were all right, and we ran to where the shots were coming from. And witnesses were pointing down the street, and I saw 3 male blacks running down towards a known gang hangout. So these guys ran in there. We called the troops. We subsequently arrested Orlando Anderson and 2 other people, and during their interviews they said that was part of their initiation. They didn't have to be jumped in if they tried to kill me and my partner. So they were automatically in the gang, and Orlando Anderson wasn't the shooter during this incident.
Was not.
Was not.
Okay. Now, were you familiar? Well, did Orlando Anderson, to your knowledge, have any relation to Dwayne Davis?
Yes, we found out that it was Orlando Anderson was Keefe's nephew. I'm sorry.
That's fine. And Keefe is what Mr. Davis went by?
Yeah, Keefe D.
Yeah, Keefe D. Is that kind of how you're used to referring to Mr. Davis?
Yes, I kind of know them by their nicknames, really.
Okay. And then, were you also familiar with somebody by the name of Terrence Bubble Up Brown?
Yes. Had many contacts with Mr. Brown. He was kind of an older gangster, call him a wobbler. I still considered him in the gangster phase, but he kind of was a little older too.
And I guess in the mid-'90s, what phase or what level would you say Orlando Anderson was?
Definitely gangster phase.
And then did he go by any nicknames that you're aware of, Orlando Anderson?
Yes, Baby Lane.
And then were you familiar with somebody by the name of DeAndre Smith?
Yes, DeAndre Smith, many contacts with him. Again, admitted to me, he's a Southside Crip member. His nickname was Big Dre.
Why was he called Big Dre?
Because he was a big man, and he was like 6'4", probably 300 pounds. He was a big guy.
Were you also familiar with a gang called Mob Piru?
Yes.
Can you tell us about Mob Piru?
Yes, they're a gang in the city of Compton, and they're located in the northeast portion of our city. Their gang used to be called the Looters Park Piru. That was their territory. In about 1975 or 76, a group of kids over there wanted to start their own gang and have their own territory, so they started at Mob Piru, which stands for Members of Bloods. Now, their area is probably a quarter mile in each direction, and there's probably 45 to 50 active gang members in this gang. Also, and they identified themselves by wearing the color red. So, and just like the Crips wore anything blue, the Pirus or Bloods wear everything red.
Now, we're going to talk a little bit about the flare-up between Mob Piru and Southside Crips, but even before any of the music or any of the particular 1990s issues that we're here to discuss, would it be fair to say that Mob Piru and Southside Crips were natural rivals?
Yes, the Bloods and Crips never got along since they originated way back in the early 70s. They're kind of like just natural enemies because one wears red and one wears blue.
Were you familiar with whether or not Mob Piru associated with any particular record label in the mid-'90s?
Yes, Death Row Records.
And do you know who ran Death Row Records at the time?
Yes, Suge Knight.
Now, were you familiar with Suge Knight prior to his ascension in Death Row Records?
Yeah, we had contact with him before, but not many, because he really wasn't a gang member. He didn't really hang out, but he grew up in that neighborhood.
I'm going to ask you about some of the people that you would associate with Mob Piru. Earlier, I think now it's last week, we met with somebody named James McDonald. Are you familiar with James McDonald?
Yes, very.
Do you recall what his nickname was?
Yes, Mob James.
Now, would you go to the McDonald house in Mob Piru territory?
Yes. Mob James's house was kind of like the main hangout for the Mob Piru, Looters Park Piru. He had two younger brothers, Buntry and Timmy Rue. So this was the main hangout for the Mob Pirus, and we would go there. If you wanted to find a Mob Piru, that's the first place you'd look. So we had many run-ins at this Mob James house.
And were you familiar with somebody by the name of Trayvon Lane?
Yes.
And States Exhibit 60. Do you recognize the person depicted in States Exhibit 60?
Yes, that's Trayvon Lane. His nickname's Trey, and he's a member of the Mob Piru.
Are you familiar with somebody by the name of Roger Williams?
Yes, I am. His nickname is Neckbone, and he's also a member of the Mob Piru.
Now, actually, I think I skipped something with Trayvon Lane. You had talked about the 3 levels of being a gangster. What level would you say Trayvon Lane was in the mid-'90s?
Gangster.
Okay, so like the middle, most violent level.
Yes.
And then with in the mid-'90s, what level was Roger Williams?
Definitely gangster.
In the mid-'90s, what level was Mob James McDonald?
I would consider him an OG.
And then in, you'd mentioned Buntree. Is that Alton McDonald?
Yes, it is.
And in the mid-'90s, what level would you describe him?
Gangster.
And then are you, now in that neighborhood, same neighborhood, there was a person that lived there or grew up there named Reggie Wright Jr. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Were you familiar with Reggie Wright Jr.?
Very, yes.
And when you say very, how are you familiar with Reggie Wright Jr.?
Well, he used to work at the Compton Police Department. He was a jailer, and then he went to be a full-time police officer, I think, in around 1988. He was only there for like 5 years because he got injured and had to retire.
Now, I'm going to ask you something, I guess, culturally about gang life. How important is one's reputation in the gang world?
Very. It's these guys live for respect. That's how they live their lives.
And then, if somebody felt as though they were disrespected, what would you expect them to do?
They have to retaliate. If a gang member is disrespected, they have to retaliate, or they're considered a punk out in the streets. And if you get considered a punk out in the streets, you kind of lose your respect and credibility.
And what's the consequence of losing your respect and credibility in the streets?
Well, I mean, no, you're going to be nothing in that gang, really.
And then we talked about the hundreds of murders that you've investigated and the thousands of shootings you've investigated. Was retaliation, in your experience, ever a motive for those shootings or murders?
Yes. I've investigated like 1,000 crimes, and I would say 90% of them are because of disrespect. And so when you get disrespected as a gang member, you can expect some sort of retaliation.
Now, you had heard gathering intelligence about this Lakewood Mall incident. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
But you weren't there, were you?
No.
And just so we're all clear, Lakewood Mall, is that in Compton?
No, it's several miles out of Compton.
And so that wouldn't be something for you to investigate?
No.
But as a gang expert and a gang investigator, what to you is the significance of somebody trying to rip off a gang member's chain?
Well, it's definitely disrespect, especially the chain that they were trying to take at the Lakewood Mall. It was a highly prized medallion, and these guys wore it like a badge of honor. So then try to steal this chain and beat up this subject, it would be a major display of disrespect. So now this guy's got to go back to the Mob Piru and Death Row Records and tell them what happened. So the next time they see each other, it's going to be on site. As soon as they see each other, some confrontation is going to happen.
And you had said that we're talking about the chain. We're talking about that Death Row chain. Is that right?
Yes.
And you had mentioned that they were wearing it with great pride. By they, who are you talking about?
The entourage of Suge Knight. That's Trayvon Lane. Well, back in '95, Suge Knight gave these out as Christmas presents to his entourage, like just Trayvon, Neckbone, Buntree. They gave one to Reggie Wright Jr. So not too many people had him at this time. So it was a prized possession to these guys.
Now, I'm going to take you forward to September 7th of 1996. you become aware of a shooting that occurs out here in Las Vegas, September 7th, 1996. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
How do you become aware of the shooting that occurred here on September 7th, 1996?
Well, I was at home, and I get a call from my boss, who's Reggie Wright Sr., and he tells me that, hey, Suge Knight and Tupac were just shot. Tupac's in critical condition, and get ready because it's coming back to Compton. He told me that they thought the Southside Crips were responsible for the shooting.
And so when he's telling you this, do you now have to have a response to this, or why is he telling you specifically to get ready?
Because when you disrespect and shoot the biggest rap mogul on the planet and the biggest rap star on the planet, and he surrounds himself with the Mob Piru, then there's going to be some sort of retaliation. And all these guys were from Compton. So when they got back to Compton, we expected a war.
And was there a war?
There definitely was a war.
Can you tell us about that? So in the immediate aftermath of the Tupac Shakur shooting, did you notice an uptick in violence in Compton?
Yes, 2 days after Tupac was shot was our first shooting. One of the OGs was at a store on Alondra Boulevard in Compton, and he was shot in the back several times, and a 10-year-old little girl got caught in the crossfire, and she was hit, and she was in critical condition. And the guy that was shot was a Southside Crip member, and again, he was a shot caller for the Southside Crips. His name was Darnell Brim.
Okay, and we've heard Darnell Brim's name before here, but was Darnell Brim part of the same subgroup of the Southside Crips as Dwayne Davis?
No, he was a Southside Crip gang member like they all were, but there was two factions of it. There was a group called the Burrs Crew, which Mr. Davis ran, and then there was a Glencoe crew that Darnell Brim ran.
And is it fair to say that at some point there was a conflict between the two groups that caused the factionalization?
Yes, they used to be one big happy family, but there was a disagreement over drugs, or some drugs were stolen from one of the Burrs Crew members, and that's when they split apart. They start fighting with each other, and they split apart into two different factions.
Now, in your understanding of gang culture, would Mob Piru, if they're seeking retaliation, would they be